Hey, what is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back to an anime-packed episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. So when you see it, I see it. Do you see what I see? So if you like that stuff, hit that like and subscribe button and get notified when we have new videos. And today we have a new video, and we're going to the world of Jujutsu Kaisen to Season 2, to the story arc of hidden inventory and premature death, and we're going to look at the very last figure that I've got, and that is the high school Suguru Geto, and we're going to see how good is this figure, and does it go well with the high school Gojo? So let's Gojo find out. And here he is, folks, the Tokyo Jujutsu High School Suguru Geto from the Hidden Inventory Premature Death arc in the Jujutsu Kaisen manga / anime. We get to find out how Geto, what was before he became Geto, what caused him to kind of go over the edge. I like to compare Geto and Gojo's relationship almost to like Professor X and Magneto. Both have similar ideals, just different ways of going about it, and they were best friends. That was what was so cool, and then it's just like they still were best friends till the very end. But we get to find out how he became this guy in the anime, so I would encourage you to watch that on Crunchyroll. But here is the box, beautiful box. I don't remember where I got this. I think I either got it online through eBay, or I may have gotten it from Utopia Toys and Models here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So make sure you take a visit there. But you get all sorts of cool stuff. There are some of the poses you can kind of put them in, some of the different faces that you've got, just like normal s.h.figuarts. Some of my favorite figures, especially when it comes to anime figures on that. Some people say Figma is more superior. Some people say Mezco, Mafex, all that. I'm just glad we live in a world where we can have all these different brands. Not all of them are perfect. They all have their faults, but you know what? Hey, to each their own. So let's get this baby out of the box and onto the table. Out of the box and onto the table, we have Geto himself. And so what you get in the package, you get 4 different faces. And there's the first one, kind of the like fighting, angry face there. The second one, his straight face when he's like saying, you know, doing all his stuff. Here's his laughing, it's just the innocent face there. And then his smiling, kind of laughing face as well. Very cool little details in these guys. Paint jobs done perfectly. Love the finish. I love the matte look to it. And then you get some hands. You get the pocket hands, which is the ones that came with Gojo as well. So that's very cool. You also get the hand with the cell phone. So nice. 2 sets of hands here, and hands here, and there goes Geto there. And then you get the figure itself. Something I wish you did get with him. You wish you got some of the Shikigami that he can summon, the cursed spirits that he can kind of summon to do things. But this is the figure, so we'll bring him in a little bit closer so you can kind of take a look at him. Very nice detail right here in the face, and the uniform too as well. It's just the normal Jujutsu High School uniform that you would normally see on these guys. And so from a height standpoint, what you're looking at when you're scaling these, you're looking about 6.5 inches, maybe 6.25 inches there. So scales well with the other s.h.figuarts figures. Well, let me just do this. Front, side, there's the back. There's the side. This is before he had his long hair on here. But the articulation is pretty similar to the rest of the Figuarts figures. You have the head articulation, then you also have the neck articulation too. You also have this joint in the arm that gives you some spin. You also got the spin here. You can go way up with it too as well. You can go all the way around. You have more than a 90-degree bend. You have this right there. So you have all sorts of movement you can do with this arm. And then what I like as well is you got the upper ab crunch here, which allows you to kind of really bend it back. So look at that there. You can get that back there really good. Also twist it. Then you got the lower ab crunch too as well. My dog is barking in the background, so please ignore him. You got the twist right here at the thigh, which is really nice. You got the twist down here. You have more than a 90-degree bend. You got it coming up so as well. You can kick it back too as well. And then you can almost, Jean-Claude, you can really get it out there if you need to. So you can get him in some pretty cool poses if you want to. Now, real simple to replace the parts, and I'll show you how that's done here in just a moment. But overall, just a really nice figure, nice feeling figure. So replacing the parts, really easy. You can kind of see there's a seam right here. So if I want to take the head off, you just kind of work that until you can get that seam open, and it should allow you to pull that part of the face right off, and there you go. And so now you have this right here, so you can just pop on whatever face. You just line up the holes, pop it on, and boom goes the dynamite, and you now have a new face. The arms, the hands, I like to say my pro tip is just twist and gently pull, and that will help with that. And then you can kind of take his hand, and then you just kind of gently just twist and push, and you want to get it all the way in. Like I said, you just want to gently push. There you go, and you get it kind of all the way in there, and now we got new hands and the new face on there. So really excellent playability on here. On a scale of 1 through 10 on playability, I would say you probably get a good 10 out of that. Oh, don't forget you got that little there, right there. I don't know if I showed you that in the articulation, but let me do this. Let me bring in some other figures, and let's compare him to those other figures, shall we? The one I really want to compare him to is his best friend, Gojo. And here is Jujutsu High version of Gojo here. So you got, I got him with his hands in his pocket kind of look there, but there they are, pretty similar in height as they should be on that there as well. So let's do this. Let me kind of bring you to the side like there. And then we'll bring in the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Geto. So when this Geto turns into this Geto right here. So very cool. This is my favorite of the Getos right now, but this is always just a fun one right here. And so, but of the two, this one right here, I really enjoy, just because of the robe, the weapons and things like that. You don't get a lot of weapons and stuff. This is more of like the innocence piece. This is more of the BA kind of kicking butt piece there. To show you how he scales with some other figures here, there's a 3.5-inch Ahsoka Tano. We'll move her out of the way. Let's bring in a 7-inch McFarlane Demon Slayer Inosuke. There we go. Just kind of out of proportion there, and Gojo's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Let's bring in, this is Anime Heroes Gojo. Way too tall right there. Really good Gojo for the price. If you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch that. Then we have the 5-inch McFarlane right here. And then last but not least, we have the 6-inch Black Series there. So how he scales and compares to other figures in the line, right? So there we go. Boop, there we go, done. But let's get back together and talk through some of my final thoughts on High School Geto. So back together for my final thoughts on Jujutsu High's Suguru Geto. So let's bring him back in. The way I'm going to keep him, because this is the way I remember him before everything kind of went bad. Just happy, just with his best friend, Gojo right there. I think this is the way I'll keep both of them in their poses for right now. Of course, I could change it. That would change possibly, but this is the way I think I'll keep them. A few things of note on this figure. One of the things I do really like, I don't know if I can get it to zoom in or not. See, nope, there we go. Maybe, yeah. So you can see his like toe socks there. That's kind of cool. But something to note is the face. Some of y'all may be asking, well, what about on the other Geto? Can you use faces from that one and swap the faces? Unfortunately, you cannot. They have different a peg system that does not allow you to swap those faces. I don't know if that's just a way of s.h.figuarts saying too bad, so sad, or what. But the hands you can kind of swap out and work and finagle. But yeah, faces you cannot. Now, I didn't try popping the heads off to try it, but honestly you probably don't want to, because these are younger looking faces on the high school one versus the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Geto's faces. They're not, they're more of a mature face. But other than that, very, very good figure. The articulation on this one is much easier to work with than the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Geto, just because you don't have the robe that gets in the way. You just got his uniform, so you can get him in some really, really cool poses and things like that. Now, I do wish it came with his Shikigami or his cursed technique with the ball, you know, where he swallows curses and things like that. But it doesn't, but it does come with, you know, one with the cell phone hand and some other things and some other great faces and things like that too as well. But overall, I think it's a really, really good figure. I mean, s.h.figuarts still does a really good job. Unfortunately, I'm very, very sad because this is the last of the line so far of the Jujutsu Kaisen figures. And you can watch my playlist of the Jujutsu Kaisen figures and see all the Figuarts figures that I have reviewed to Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, Figma does have Nanami, Togi, Maki Zenin coming out, so several other figures that are coming out, which I may go ahead and kind of get into that. But I don't know if Figma and Figuarts will scale well with each other. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see about that. But overall, scale of good, bad, awesome. For one of my favorite anime and my top 5 anime, this figure is awesome. I really, really enjoy this figure. I think it's great. Now, it is a little on the pricey side. You're going to be paying upwards of $80, $85 retail for this figure as of this recording. Now, I know my Gojo video, everyone's like, how did you get that figure for $50? Right now it's like going for $125, $130. Well, as of the recording of that, I was able to pick it up for $50 on Amazon, which was crazy. Now it's gone crazy. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about getting these figures, get them pretty quick, because then they may get discontinued and then they start kind of rising in value. But very, very nice figure to kind of play with and have fun with. So thank you for watching this. Consider becoming a member. I do have my membership page up, so consider becoming a member. Consider a super thanks if you really like this video. But that's all I got to say about that. So tune in next time when we do talk about something else, good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.